Yeah, I don't quite like that. Why does my camera look that way? Hey, everybody, what's happening? You see what I mean, honey?
What?
Never mind. Never mind. What's happening, everybody? If you guys got anything you want to ask, you could ask anything. It doesn't matter. I don't even know if I'm live. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, I don't need that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Uh, Honey,
Yes.
turn that light on, please. Bingo. Okay, there we go. I don't even know if this is working. Yeah. If anybody can hear me, you guys let me know that you can hear me at least. Uh, Good evening, sir. How are you? It's another day in paradise, like you say, right? Oh, good. Okay, thank you. So, basically, this is just, anybody wants to ask anything, ask. You know, I haven't been putting a whole lot of videos out lately. I've been kind of busy. We're short staffed at work, of course, and we're um, getting ourselves geared up for our trip. So it's so sad. Shooting in Chicago. I didn't even hear about that. There's a shooting in Chicago.
Right now?
Yeah, good. I can't wait for your next video. I'll be watching for that. Yeah, LAW law says it's shooting in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. These shootings, I don't know what the deal is with all that. I mean, people just seem to be losing their minds. I don't know. They're not happy, so I guess they feel they want to go and take other people's life. The topic, Daniel, is anything that you want to talk about. That's all it is. Anything. If you guys have questions about me, I'm all for it. I'm all ears. Like I said, I haven't really been putting a whole lot of videos out. Been working a lot, and the wife and I are getting ourselves ready for this trip. So um, you'll be getting lots of footage over there. That's for sure. Who is my favorite writer? I can honestly tell you, I can't answer that. Um, I can't really say because I don't really follow. I don't read books. Stephen King was always a favorite of mine, but that was, growing up when I was younger. How's the sound quality? Is the sound quality okay? you guys have any questions for me, for my wife, you can do so. I've been doing YouTube for, I love all kinds of music, Daniel. Classical music. I mean, I can listen to it. I'm more of a 80s metal fan. I grew up in the 80s, but I'm for all kinds of music. We'll be leaving to go to the Philippines 22nd? 23rd. 23rd we leave?
Mhm.
Yeah, the 23rd of December. So we'll be arriving in the Philippines Christmas Day. And I'm looking forward to that. I've never spent Christmas outside of the country before, so it'll be some new experience for me. I'm excited about it though. We'll be staying there until the new year, so I'll be spending Christmas and the new year in the Philippines. Well, Daniel, the workout thing and diet has, with me working as many hours as I haven't had much time with that. But, um, I had actually, I had gone to see a diabetic specialist that is recommending that I have surgery, the weight loss surgery, not the bypass surgery, the gastric sleeve, which is you know rapid weight loss. I guess it happens very quickly, but you know what? That's something. If I decide to go that route, won't be until sometime in January, February, maybe. So that's what he's recommending, only because I'm still kind of young, and medications that I'm on is kind of interfering with the insulin levels that I have, and um, that's true. That's very true. It's 80-20. I agree with you on that. I ain't got 80% of my time. I just don't have for exercising. But I've been researching um, the gastric sleeve surgery, and there's ups and downs with everything, no matter what you do. So, you know, do I read the Bible often? I no. I've actually gotten away from the Bible a little bit, but I'm a believer. I believe in everything in the Bible. We'll be in Manila, right outside of Manila, which would be Montelupa City. Where everybody go? Bill J. 3 months. Man, I wish I could have 3 months in the Philippines. Yeah, yeah, we could try to make that happen. That's for sure. We can try to make that happen. Best joke that I know. What airline will you be taking to the Philippines? It'll be uh, Korean Airlines, and Korean and Delta, I believe. They say Korean Airlines is like the best airlines, only because you got the leg room. People love they love the leg space. They love the way that they're treated. That's me personally. My wife and I, we've flown on Asian Airlines. and they are by far so much better than Delta, American, United. They're just so much better. Oh, that's good. Good. Yeah, you'll get back to 29 to 30 days in about 6 months. That's cool. Yeah. I miss it there, guys. I love the Philippines. As you guys know, I do try to do videos a lot on the Philippines, and I just love everything about it's really the people, you know, and I just love just going to the Philippines and chilling. This is all stress in America. It's all stressful. Philippines Airlines. We've never flown Philippine Airlines. There's a lot of people say they don't like it. I don't know why, but you're gonna have people that love. You're gonna have people that hate. Bill J. You're gonna be there in Christmas too. Where are you gonna be located? What part of the Philippines? Makati. Okay. Yeah. Another day in paradise. I have to go with Philippine airline, but the only problem is too long a flight for us. It's nonstop. London, Manila, 16 hours flight. Yeah, it is a long flight. 16 hours. Is that 16 hours one way, or is that, do you have layovers? See, we will be leaving out of Pittsburgh International, from Pittsburgh International. Yeah, one way. Wow, that's not that bad considering most of the time it's 23, 24-hour flights. Some of them are even longer. Um, uh, Pittsburgh International to New York, JFK. We're going to have a 7-hour layover in JFK Airport in New York. From there, we'll fly to South Korea, and then from South Korea to the Philippines. We'll arrive in the Philippines Christmas Day. Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed with all the travel to the Philippines, I've noticed United Airlines, Delta Airlines, a lot of the American airlines, their food is really bad. It's not that great. And then you get on these Asian airlines like ANA. Um, Heard a lot about the Korean airlines. They just have better food, and they actually have a lot more that they give you. Stevie, how's it going? Yeah, guys, I've been getting real close here. Been getting real close to a million views on the channel. I got about 50,000 to go, and it's quite an accomplishment for me. I don't know what happened to Flight's 370. I have no idea. Okay, you know what? Another Day in Paradise. That is an excellent airline. I heard that is an excellent airline. What? How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that, honey?
What?
That Etihad?
Emirates?
Yeah, it's something like that. Sing us a little song. I don't know if you want me to do that. I'll probably shut YouTube down. One time on Delta, I had the first meal after leaving the U.S., got sick. within an hour should not have ate the food because it was not hot. Diarrhea. There you go. Hey, I know all about it. I was sick as a dog. Sick as a dog leaving the States, being on a 23-hour flight. Yeah, 23-hour flight. Try not to crap your pants on the plane, right? Okay. You got the runs and you got people standing in line to use the bathroom. It's not a fun time. Trust me. Right? What was I saying? Let's see. Stevie was in New York in August, and someone told me before 9/11 that plans to tear down the towers and build. Well, you know what, Stevie? Honestly, I'll talk anything, but really 9/11, it's out. There's just too much. I posted that one video on the voices um, from the people that was on that airline, and I am still getting massive hits on that today. There's so much controversy with that. Um, I would prefer not to talk about 9/11. Another Day in Paradise, I can buy all the way from Iceland with Ethad. Even the first flight is with Iceland Air. Okay. See, I've never even heard of Iceland Air. So I've been there on my trips to the Philippines. Do not eat the food on the flight unless it is hot. Well, that's good advice. Appreciate that. Yes, Stevie, I've been to the Empire State many times. Ginger root is a good fight diarrhea. Yeah, well, I don't see me carrying ginger root in my pocket to get on a plane, but I can honestly tell you, my last flight, it was I was sick. Yeah, I was sick the whole time I was in the Philippines. You mean, have I ever seen the towers when they were standing? If that's what you're asking, yes, I have. Yeah, I've actually used to drive truck, and I had to go to JFK Airport to drop loads, and yeah, I've seen the towers many times. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't doing videos back then. That's back in the '80s. I'm independent. I'm neither of those. I don't get involved with all that. I mean, Republican, Democrat, whatever. I don't know. I'm independent. Okay. Do I like Trump? Well, I just know the guy as being a, typhoon guru, the guy that has a ton of money. When he first became president, I really didn't know what to think. I'm just like, wow, here's a guy that's a billionaire basically, and he's going to run our country. Where is he at with it now? I can honestly tell you, I don't follow it that much. Um, I just don't get all caught up in it. I mean, no matter who is our president, there's always going to be, there's always going to be controversial issues no matter what. Um, Honestly, I guess he's made some decent changes already, but yeah, I don't really pay much mind to him. I don't know. I just see this guy that has floppy hair that, um, they probably have it super glued to his head. That I don't know. Is he making the right decisions, the choices? I can't answer that. Sometimes it's always important to pay attention to what's happening around the world. Yeah. And I normally do, but I just don't get all caught up with all that because, you know, what is a fire drill? Seriously? What do you, come on, Stevie. Come on, Stevie. What do you mean fire drill? Are you going to fly your drone in the Philippines? LAW. Yes, that's the plan. Plan is to get some aerial shots. As much as I've been actually checking in on that because they basically have said, they'll sometimes take your drone and things, but that has all changed now. It's not like that anymore. There's certain things you have to do. Boarding a plane with your drone, you got to have explosive bag devices for the batteries. So you got to make sure all that's put in these little bags. Take the propellers off of the drone. That's about it. So yeah, definitely going to be using the drone. When you went to school, did you jab them? I don't even understand that. Were you a truck driver? I wasn't a semi truck driver, not over the road, but I did drive for an air freight system company where we had, I had local drops, and then I was asked to start running JFK runs, which I did for a short period of time. I couldn't really see myself traveling back and forth, to New York every other day. So I kind of got away from that. But here I am now. I'm still traveling like crazy. Who loves computers? Really? Um, I guess they're okay. So, what kind of stuff you guys think I ought to do in the Philippines? I'm going to be doing some street food cooking videos. Uh, you're going to be seeing me a lot more in video. I'm usually walking behind the video camera, but I'm actually going to be in it a lot more. Um, Stevie, you're on fire, aren't you? What's my take on Jollibee? Come on, man. Jollibee's amazing. I think Jollibee has the best chicken I've ever tasted. I'll be doing a video on Jollibee too, by the way. Will you buy $1,000 iPhone? No. Spaghetti. Spaghetti is pretty good. It's sauce is real sweet though. No, I won't buy an iPhone for $1,000. I don't really need $1,000 phone. You better get to bed then, there, Stevie. Okay. Been up since 5. You best get your hiney to bed. I know I got a long run tomorrow again. So, Bill J, you obviously you're living close to where Jollibee is. See, we don't have a Jollibee in Pittsburgh. There's a Jollibee in New York City. Um, I don't know if there's one in New Jersey. I get up at 3 a.m., Stevie. Get up at 3 a.m. and I start work at 6 a.m. Yeah. No, I will not be going to Baraka. No. Sounds like Obama. Your place looks sad and gray. Well, you know what, Rick? My place actually looks very alive and well. Come on, Stevie. Seriously. I sleep as much as I can. It's the lighting right now, the way I have it set up. You guys all set for Thanksgiving? You guys excited about that? Let me see something here. Let me see something. Another day in paradise. Are you still here? You still with me? I'm just curious to know, do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving in Iceland? The weather, it's not too bad here. It's a little bit chilly, but you're getting a lot of rain. So you don't have Thanksgiving in Iceland. Okay. So Stevie, you're in Michigan. That's a cold state up there, man. You guys get some serious cold weather there. I'll be in Alaka Norte on 27th. It's not in our tradition. We get blizzard too. Another day in paradise. So, is there something that you guys celebrate? Like you guys celebrate that we don't do here in the States? Because I know it's like that in the Philippines. There's certain things that they have that we don't do. Like we all celebrate Christmas, but like here we celebrate Thanksgiving. Philippine doesn't have Thanksgiving. Iceland doesn't have Thanksgiving. Do you guys have like another um, like holiday that we don't have in the States? No, Philippines really doesn't have Thanksgiving. Well, yeah, I got to make you think on that one. Um, it's interesting. It really is. It's interesting how it is around the world. Different traditions and what have you. Rick, I honestly, I have never heard of them celebrating Thanksgiving in the Philippines. Okay, another day in paradise. I can tell you one thing that you don't have. What is that? Most Asian countries, I don't think they don't have Thanksgiving. Okay, well that's different. That's the U.S. Embassy. That's a traditional thing for the U.S. Hmm. Come on. What? Okay, another day in paradise. We have 13 Santa Claus. Seriously. 13? Like, I don't understand. 13 of them. No, you don't. No, you don't, Stevie. No, you don't. Yeah, Rick, this will be my first time. This will be my first experience in the Philippines Christmas. And it'll be first experience Christmas and New Year's. I'll be there for the New Year as well. Yes, and start to come to town 13 days before Christmas. No. Okay, 13 Santa Claus. They start to come to town 13 days before Christmas. What does that mean? That's interesting. I don't know about you guys, but uh, I when I was a kid, and as I got older, when I found out that Santa wasn't real, I was pissed. I got pissed. I was like, "You lied to me all these years, and Santa's not even real." Mhm. I don't know why the lighting keeps doing this. I don't know what's going on. It's freaking me out. Yeah, I'm everybody that I have talked to that's been in the Philippines at Christmas time said that they absolutely loved it. It's an experience. In fact, they say you're going to always want to go back there for Christmas. Oh, so I'll have to watch that later. But there's a look at this link and it can tell you something. Okay, so you got one different Santa Claus that arrives in town for 13 days. And then what happens? What happens Christmas Day? Does like all 13 of them all get together and like, you know, ho 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 all together? Or I mean, I don't. Yeah, it don't matter what time of the year I'm in the Philippines. I love it no matter what. That's I just love the Philippines. I can't really say, Stevie, where I work, but it's through the juvenile court system. I work with I work with sheriff's department, police departments. So I do a lot of traveling. That's it. You guys ain't got nothing else you wanted to say? What do you mean culture shock? This will be my fourth time in the Philippines. What do you mean, Rick, by culture shock? My culture shock came my first day arriving in the Philippines. That was a culture shock to me. I pretty much yeah, I bet I hear it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it's fun. Crazy and fun. Except for the traffic. Traffic's not fun. So what do you guys do for Thanksgiving? You guys make your own turkeys? You guys go home? What do you guys do? travel. Excuse me. Yeah. Like I said, we're arriving Christmas Day. So, Stevie, really, I live here in America. Yeah, I've seen the ball drop many times. Um, the traffic in the Philippines is by far the worst I've ever seen. But they say India or someplace like that, it's even worse. But yeah, it's not fun. I've sat many, 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 many times in traffic in the Philippines. No, no, Stevie. I've never, I've never ventured to New York to watch the ball drop. It's pretty cool though. It's a lot of fun. Another day in paradise. Yes, on New Year's we use fireworks like crazy. Yeah, you know they banned the fireworks thing in the Philippines. You know how it used to be. Everybody, like all your neighbors, no matter who, they just had fireworks going off everywhere. It was crazy, and they banned all that now. You're not allowed to do that. I'll check that out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I To be honest with you, here in the states, I think I don't know. My personal opinion, I think that like New Year's Eve and stuff, it's really boring here. There's when you experience different cultures, um, and how they celebrate, people are just and that's one of the things that I love so much about the Philippines. People are just out and about with each other all the time. They're just people interacting with each other. And here it's like unless you're, you know, look back in the days when I was younger where I used to go to the clubs, and they had, New Year's Eve, parties and what have you. As you get older, it's not like that, man. It's like your neighbors are quiet, you're quiet. You might bang on a couple of pans, throw out a couple of fireworks, and pretty much it. We're going to bed now. I mean, that's really the way it is here anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, I'm going to be bringing tons of footage to the channel, and you know I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Another day in paradise. Thank you, bud. I'll be looking for your next video to come out. So anyhow, guys, that's pretty much. I don't know if I can do that in the Philippines. That's depends on the kind of service I have, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be sitting in the condo New Year's Eve. I'm pretty sure of that. So I don't like when I'm out and about. I don't have the service. I don't have internet service because I'm too busy with making videos and using the camera. It is 7:09 p.m. here. All right, another day in paradise. Good night to you. Have a good evening and happy. Now, I was getting ready to say happy Thanksgiving, but they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so I can't really say that. So, what do y'all like? What's your favorite thing on Thanksgiving? What's your favorite thing to do or eat? You like watching the football games? eat the turkey, you like the stuffing, you like the cranberry, you like the gravy. Nope, not in New Jersey. Honolulu. Uh, Rick, where's where's BGC? Where's that?
Taguig.
Huh?
Taguig
Taguig.
in the Philippines. Yeah.
BGC.
Remember where we met Belle Ecolab?
Okay. California had bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the wildfires. You know what, man? That's the same thing in California all the time. Every year, it's the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. I don't want to see anybody's homes get burned down, but it's the same thing over and over. I mean, what caused it this time? I don't even know. Was it a lit cigarette? Was it lightning? What was it? Rick, you're attending Thanksgiving party in the BGC. My wife just told me that we actually were there. We actually had dinner there one time. The local version of Hollywood. Seriously, Stevie, you need to be honest. Was it a campfire that caused all that? Because I'd hate to be the one to start that campfire.
The area is campfire,
Huh?
not from the campfire.
Man, I don't even know. I'd hate to be the one that started that campfire. This will be my wife's first time eating turkey. Well, all right. All right. Mm, I can honestly tell you now that reminds me about my wife. Turkey's not a favorite of hers. She doesn't really care too much for turkey. For you Filipinos out there, I can just say that my wife, it's not a big hit with her. No, Rick, I have not been to Eastwood City. The lady in the background is my wife. My wife. Oh, it's she's my lady. The Korak. The, I hope I'm saying it right. The Korak couple. Stevie said hello, honey.
Hi.
I need to ask you guys seriously. I'm actually using the webcam on the laptop. How does it look? Does it look crappy? Seriously, because it looks crappy on my end. Looks all blurry and everything. You know what, Rick? You're probably right. You know, here's the thing. You know, when you have um, I've often thought about that, how difficult it is for somebody to leave their country to come into another country and have to try to live the lifestyle that you live. You know, it's a rather difficult thing to adjust to. Um, yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up, but I think it is pertaining to the turkey thing. They're just so used to eating certain kind of food, and then you imagine us leaving the U.S. or leaving wherever you live and going into the Philippines or wherever, and it's a whole. You all know that that's a whole different lineup of foods, different taste, smell, everything. And trust me, there's a lot of Filipino food that I love. Um, but you have to get used to what it is and what it tastes like, Not all things I can eat in the Philippines. Like, let's see, what's the one I can't eat balut though. I bet you guys haven't eaten balut, have you? Huh? I've done the challenge with balut. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was just like chicken. Tastes like chicken. Well, the juice. The juice tastes like chicken broth, and the egg was just like a regular hard-boiled egg. Yeah, Rick, turkey sandwiches, man, they're awesome. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, anything else before I skedaddle? What you got there, Stevie? Come on, Stevie, really? You give me beans. Thought she was going to bed. Been up since 5 a.m. You're asking all these silly questions. Do you like them? I don't eat too many beans because I don't really want to crap my pants. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not in New York. I'm about 6 hours out of New York. I'm actually right outside of New Jersey. Hmm. Um, I don't really know, Stevie. I really don't do too many live events. I just did it. I did it today because I haven't been posting a ton of videos. I did post 3 or 4 recently, but I figured I'd just go live. See if y'all had any questions, wanted to talk about anything. You have to have, in my opinion, you have to have a certain amount of people that are going to go live with you. And if they don't, it's really not worth it. Um, Not that you guys aren't important, because all you guys are. Just saying, like, when you go live and if you only have like 3 people that come on, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you try to, excuse me, you want to try to build that up. You want to try to bring more people in to check out your channel and to check out, see what you're all about. Um, so when you don't have that many that come on, it's really not worth your time. But I still do it anyways. I say I'm not going to do it, but I do it anyways. This would be like my 4th or 5th one. Nice Halloween, Rick. That's cool. I don't celebrate Halloween. Are you going live stream in the Philippines? Yeah, no, probably not. I don't have internet access while I'm out and about, maybe at the condo. But we all know how the service is in the Philippines. It's not the greatest. Anything else you guys want to ask? Anything? Anything about the channel? Anything about the upcoming trip? Anything? 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 What do you guys want to see me do in the Philippines? Oh, thanks, man. For I like this hat too. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, no, I'm not afraid to fly. You know what? To be honest with you, I was. Let's just say the very first time I flew, which was back in, was that 2012? Was that 2012?
Yes.
Um, my whole entire life, I had a fear of flying and just afraid of heights. And I always said, you know what? I'll never get on a plane. Not going to happen. And I can remember, you know, just the way that my wife and I came together is a miracle on its own. But and I found myself boarding the airline and sitting there, and I can remember sitting in the seat, and I just kept, you know, sitting here, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is gonna be it. I'm dead. This, that's my mindset. And it wasn't until we started slowly heading down the runway, and then it went full throttle, and the power and the thrust of the engines was such a rush to me. And once we lifted off the ground, it was like you didn't even realize you were in the plane. So to this day, I absolutely love the fly now. I love it. I love everything about it. So yeah, no, not afraid anymore. Even turbulence. Turbulence doesn't bother me. And when you're flying internationally, you're at some point you're gonna have turbulence, right? You're gonna definitely have turbulence. So I don't know, it just doesn't bother me. They say that them planes are actually built to withstand the hardest, I don't know, turbulence, I should say. I don't know. I mean, if you believe that. My mother started making fruit cake for Christmas. That's cool, Rick. You know what, man? My mom loves fruit cake. I never enjoyed that, but she loves fruit cake for Christmas. Yeah, my wife does. She bakes. Doric couple. So how are you guys, the Doric couple? It's nice that you guys are loyal followers. I enjoy your comments, and where did you say that you were from? Didn't you tell me? I don't know. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. You said you were from the Pittsburgh area. Yeah, that's nice, Rick. GTG. All right, Rick. Take care. Check out the whale sharks, LAW. We're whale sharks, what, in the Philippines? I've never seen anything like that in the Philippines. Oh, okay. Okay, Rick. Dorekek couple? Am I pronouncing that right if you're still on? Okay, California. Okay, gotcha. So the California, are the wildfires, are they still burning rapidly? That's so sad. It's so sad with the wildfires. Okay, Stevie, good night. Thanks for joining us. I can't tell you when the next live thing's going to be. I really don't know. Northern California, the air quality is very poor. Is it poor because of the fires, or is it just? Uh, See, I get confused with California. Is it the southern part, the northern part? Northern part is colder, or is it the northern part is warm? I'm assuming the southern part of California is the warmest. I've seen some of the footage of those wildfires, and it's just it's really sad. You know, it's sad to see so many people lose their homes, um, ex- especially like that. Who's that? What's that Mark guy's name that does the videos?
Mark Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere Man something. Mark Nowhere Man.
I don't know. There's a guy that he's 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 got very popular videos on YouTube that he takes his own money and he helps a lot of families in the Philippines. People that are striving and working hard, but just can't seem to make it. You know, so he takes his own money, and along with some, I do know they have funding and stuff like that. But what is it?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Um, they go to these uh, poor areas in the Philippines and they help people out. You know, provide them with a sorry store, or you know, just tons of food. You know, but he lives in California, and I guess his home was very close to where these wildfires were. So I don't know if his home was affected or not. But it seems to be the same thing every year. Every year in California, there's wildfires. And it was supposedly it was started with by a campfire. If that's true, I don't think I'd want to be the person that started that campfire.
The area is called Campfire.
The area is called Campfire.
Yeah, not the campfire.
Okay. Your mom's chest hair. Well, that's different. Well, that's all right. Your mom's chest hair. I'm in Central California, and the air quality isn't very great. Yeah, I'm taking it. It's due to the wildfires.
Wildfire.
I can't even imagine that. I mean, it's hard to see one person's home burned down when there's a house fire or any kind of fire. I can't imagine multiple homes like that. That is bizarre. That's crazy. That's so sad. Now, let me ask you this. Those of you that are living in California, this was something that I was kind of wondering myself. Do they, because it seems to be um, it seems to be a very I don't,
Common.
common issue every year with wildfires. Do they have insurance for that sort of thing? Do they have insurance for like wildfires if your home gets burned down? I know. Hey, Mrs. Robinson. Uh, and I have another question for am I saying this correctly? Korekek? Korekek couple? How is your wife? How has she adjusted to America, the American lifestyle? You think there is fire insurance? Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess it's the same if you lived in the South, where they have flooding. I don't even know what it's like south in Florida and places like that, North Carolina, South Carolina. They have insurance, hurricanes, what have you. I'm going to assume that they do have something like that. It's just sad. Is it a different location every year in California, or does it seem like it's in the same areas all the time? Oh, good. Okay. You know, Correct couple. I've had many videos out where I've talked about how my wife and I have met, and it's always interesting to hear how couples have come together, especially internationally. I know a lot of people that have come together through military or something like that, but um, it's just interesting. And I want to know how your wife likes turkey. I want to know about that. My wife, she'll eat it, but she won't eat a whole lot of it. I don't even eat a whole lot of turkey. Stuffing is my favorite. The stuffing in the turkey, that's the best. Okay, so it's really dry there. There's also earthquake insurance, but the fires usually strike around the same areas, but there's always a new area each year. Okay. Yeah, I know about the earthquakes. So you guys get earthquakes a lot. You guys get, you know, tremors and stuff a lot. You guys are sitting right on the hot plate. Does that scare you at all? I mean, sitting on a hot plate? Because there's been some pretty big earthquakes in California. Supposedly California is way overdue for a huge earthquake. I agree with you, man. I think we've been hearing all the Ring of Fire. You're right, it is. We've been hearing about all over the world, major earthquakes hitting pretty much over in Asia, Japan, and um, Japan. That poor country. I mean, they get hit with those earthquakes and massive tsunamis, and it's just a really horrible thing. I can't even imagine what that experience is like. But you know, here where we live, we at times we would often have small tremors, but it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's really nothing to um, be concerned of. They also talked about the East Coast, like New York City. They say that those of us that are in the Northeast of the country are yet to see a major earthquake. Whether or not that'll ever happen, I don't know in my lifetime, but I don't know if I'd want to experience that. I can't imagine what that's like. Now, I know my wife, who, she's been in the Philippines and worked in a high rise building, and she experienced an earthquake in the high rise building where the building was swaying back and forth. And I can't even imagine that. I probably would have crap in my pants. You know what I mean? I mean, definite crap, because that's scary stuff. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they say that when there is an earthquake, because my first thought would be, I'm bolting it down the steps. I'm getting out of this building, but you can't. You really can't even stand on your feet, I guess. It throws your balance way off. But I've watched footages of earthquakes over in Japan, and they've had some major earthquakes over there. And just the footage alone, with the roads are moving and the ground is separating, it's so scary. That's so scary. Here, the only thing that we see, um, we get severe thunderstorms. We get some high winds here and there. And then you seen the most recent video where I put out traveling back from Philadelphia in that snowstorm. That was bad. Um, I did that, showed those clips because I think it's terrible that for the kind of money that you're paying to travel on these roads, that it's your money that's supposed to be maintaining the roads. And um, like I said, it took 4-hour trip. It took 12 hours to get back. And, you're sliding all over the place, and it's just not fun. And then I had some comments of people that I know in New Jersey that said that it was the same there with the road conditions. Now, I get it, man. When you're in a major snowstorm, it's really hard for them to keep up with the roads. But we were traveling westbound that day, and there was clearly no plow trucks out. They weren't putting salt down. They weren't plowing, which was really odd, a really odd thing to experience and see. Yeah, we have hurricanes. It's more south. It's down south. We're northeast. We're up close to New Jersey and New York City. But all the hurricanes are usually down south, down Florida, Florida Keys, North and South Carolina. But we do get the tail end of that, or we may get some of that weather, which is usually a lot of rain. The East Coast it's okay, but the bad thing about it is, for me, is the winter. Winter to me is not a fun time of the year. I think it's, in my opinion, yeah, everybody's like, oh, but it's around Christmas time. It's so beautiful with the snow. Yeah, it can look beautiful with the snow and the trees, and usually Christmas Day, because that's what Christmas is supposed to be like, right? I don't know. Snow. but it's just not fun. It's cold. The leaves have fallen from the trees. It's all bare. I think it's ugly. And you're shut in all the time because it's too cold outside. But other than that, the East Coast is not bad. There's a lot of farmland, like Pennsylvania. It's nothing but farmland here. That's all it is. Correct couple, are you going to take your drone to the Philippines? Yes, I have plans on doing so. I'm definitely taking the drone. You know, we're not exactly sure yet if we're going to be doing the island hopping, but that's something that, you know, when we get there, that's something that we'll decide whether or not we can make that happen or not. There's just so much to do in very little time. You know what I mean? So I'll still be using the drone. That is so funny. I love that, man. Your mom's chest hair. That's pretty awesome. Where I live in California, it used to snow like crazy, but it oddly stopped when the drought hit and hasn't snowed since. Really? California with snow? That's pretty cool. You missed the snow? Well, you know, I can honestly tell you, if I was to move, let's say we were to move down south to a warmer climate, I'd probably say the same thing in time. I don't know. I'd probably be like, yeah, I kind of miss the snow. But yeah, my wife and I had talked about, we're going back to the Philippines, and I'll be spending Christmas there, and I'm not used to being in a warm climate at Christmas time. So it'll be different for me to experience that. So where you live in California, is it warm all year round? Is it like 70s, 80s? I love that. Your mom's chest hair. That's funny. His name is your mom's chest hair. It's just funny. I love it. So I'm gonna have one more question here. Let's see. Couple. My wife was like a little girl when she first played in the snow. Oh yeah. Well, when my wife first came here, it was winter time, and did the same with her, and yeah, didn't go over too well. You know what I mean? It's she didn't mind it at first, but now it's like, yeah, no thanks. Let's go make a snow angel. No. What about a snowman? No. It's just I guess you start adjusting, to the colder climate, and you just don't want to be. Don't get me wrong. There are days where you can go outside and it's pretty comfortable, but for the most part, it's bitterly cold. And for some reason, in the winter months here in the Northeast, it gets very windy. So when you have temperatures, let's say at 30 degrees, and the wind is blowing, it feels like it's 15 degrees. It gets pretty cold out. So those of you that are here, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about the channel? And if there's anything that you guys would like for me to do a video on, you need to just let me know, and I'll do my best. Well, I move around a lot, but I'm living in the high desert. The weather is streaming hot. Some are like 110 degrees. Really? Wow. It gets at the coldest 20 degrees in the winter. Wow. The weather is severe here. Okay. Wow. 110 degrees. Daggone. Damn. That's hot. We get temperatures here close to 100 at times in the summertime, but it's a very dry heat here. I adjust better in the Philippines with their climate, and it gets pretty hot there. But I don't know. I guess it's maybe because they're surrounded by water. You know, there's more moisture in the air. But here it's just a real dry heat. When it gets hot, it's hot. But this year, we didn't have much of a summer because it rained just about every other day. So we had a very wet summer. And they're predicting, whether or not it's true or not, but they're predicting we're supposed to have bad winter this year, like a lot more snow than we're used to. I get curious. That's why I ask about the channel. I get curious because I want to make sure that, you know, I don't always put out the greatest videos. I usually put out videos at like last second stuff. And, you know, I try to hit on certain topics that might interest people. But, you know, if there's anything that, you know, you guys want a video on, I'll do my best to do it. I'm going to be bringing tons of footage from the Philippines. I can promise you that. So there you go. I do have, I don't know if you've checked out any of the videos of me already in the Philippines. I got a lot of videos in the Philippines already on the channel. I would love to live on the East Coast because the land is so beautiful. I'm surrounded by dirt and Joshua trees. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, you know, it's so different around the nation, you know what I mean, around the country. It's really something how it's hotter down south all the time. It's cold in the north. In the west, it's certain places like you're speaking is warmer climate. You get like, you know, the middle part of the country, and you have a little bit of both. Your mom's chest hair, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm trying to reach a certain goal with subscribers. I'm trying to hit that 10,000 mark, and yeah, it's kind of slow going, but I'm being patient. I'll be patient and wait. I'm at almost 1 million views. I got about 50,000 more hits, and it's not that anything really happens when that happens. It's just it is a goal for me, and you know, I think 1 million views on your channel says a lot. So I have a lot of different kinds of videos. I got a series on 9/11 that, you know, one of them has over 500,000 views. I can't claim anything on that video because it's not my content. But, you know, people still today are hitting on that video like crazy because it's such a controversial, you know, topic with what happened at 9/11. And, you know, I have my views, my opinions, you know, whether people like it or not. I live about 45 minutes to almost an hour from where Flight 93 supposedly hit the ground. You know, I'm not going to get into it again about that, but I have my reasons to believe that the government wants you to think certain things, and it just didn't work out the way that they claim it did. So, you know, that's just that's with, you know, people that live in the area that have seen what they've seen, and, you know, whatever. That's what I based my videos off of, what people have seen that lived here. You know, their testimony on what they seen that day. And so there you go. But you have a lot of people. I have a lot of people hitting on that video, and there's so much controversy on that. You have a lot of people that say, "Oh, you're full of crap." It's the government weren't behind it, and people are saying, "What do you mean a plane didn't crash there?" And it's just, I just kind of let it go, because there's just so many people. 500 over 500,000 views. That's a lot of people, and they all got their own opinions. So I was actually, where was I at when that happened? I was working for um, a technology company, and I was actually at that time I was a spray technician, and I had my headphones on. I used to listen to the Howard Stern show from New York. I listened to him every morning, and he actually, when that was happening, he stayed on the air to let everybody know what was happening. So I was hearing it coming straight from his show. They're looking out their window and they're seeing, the towers are burning, and then, eventually they came down, and, it was, I can remember, it was kind of scary because at one point they had announced that um, there was a plane that was hijacked out of Pittsburgh International Airport. And I was just like, wow. I mean, it kind of scared you a little bit because you didn't know what was happening. But it turned out that was not true. Um, so there's people that lived in the area close to where the crash site is. And they claim that what they had seen was not a plane. Okay, they claim that they did not see a plane. I'm just repeating what they had seen. They didn't see a plane. It was like a large, I can't really say like a missile, but it was all white and it did have a tail end. It had a tail end on it, and it actually supposedly had flew over this lady's car when she was traveling down the one back road, which is right on the other side of the trees where the plane supposedly crashed. Well, she claims that this thing went over her car. Not like, I'm not talking like inches, but it was up pretty high. Went over her car, went up over the tree line, and the next thing you heard an explosion. Now, there's many people. I've even worked with somebody that her husband said he's seen the same thing. It was all white, and everybody said about a white plane, but it wasn't a plane. When responders first arrived, they did not see any plane. There was no plane in sight. There was no pieces of a plane. There was absolutely nothing. Now, the controversy is a plane that comes down at those speeds, 600-700 mile an hour, with it being loaded with jet fuel, it's going to disintegrate everything. Well, okay, I know that jet fuel does burn. It burns. It's a very powerful burn. But you look at the history of all plane crashes, even an F-18 fighter jet that hits the ground, which is usually going much faster. There's pieces of a plane, and they've seen absolutely nothing there. This is coming from local fire departments that arrived. First ones on scene, local state police that arrived that claimed they didn't see any plane. So there's just so much controversy behind it. People are saying, well, that's bull crap. You can clearly see where the wings went into the ground. Well, it just so happens that if you go on Google Earth and you date it back years ago, those markings were already there. That looks like, the wings went into the ground. They were already there. So there's just, the controversy is also the bloom of smoke that's coming up. That's not a normal, that's normally not what you would see with a plane crash. it's more like a missile hitting the ground, what have you. The same thing as the Pentagon. You know, people that have survived that were in the building claim that they didn't see any signs of a plane inside the building. There was absolutely nothing there. So, who do you believe? I think I believe the people that saw what they saw over the government. So there's just a lot of controversy there on this whole thing. And, probably, you'll never know the real truth behind it, but very well planned. And, people are saying, really, it was planned? Do you think the government was behind it? They may not have been behind it 100%, but I think they had something to do with it. They knew it was going to happen. The footage of planes hitting the towers. They're not commercial airliners. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's see. What part of the Philippines you're away from? She's from Muntinlupa City, Manila. That's another thing. Okay. Everybody says, oh, I'll never go into Manila. Everybody thinks Manila is like the worst part of the Philippines to go to. I don't have any problems with Manila. In fact, I enjoy it. I enjoy being around all these people that, you're not really seeing. For me, the first time, it's actually seeing how bad it was for people. And it really, truly did change me. It changed me as a person. So, I don't have any issues with going to the Manila, Muntinlupa City, those areas. I don't have any problem going to any park except for the ones that are real dangerous, the ones you want to stay at. And that's what, is that down south, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, the southern part of the Philippines, down south, is where you want to stay away. That's where you got a lot of the terrorist, things that are happening down there. They won't even think twice. They see a tourist or a foreigner, they'll just take you out right away. But hey, you got that everywhere now, right? No matter where you live, any part of the world, you got people killing people, and it's just craziness. You can't feel safe anymore. I see people on the turnpike, and it's road rage. People have so much road rage, it's unbelievable. Well, guys, you guys have any more questions? If not, we're going to put an end to this live event. I hope you guys keep coming back to check out my videos, and, tell your friends, have them subscribe. Always leave a comment because I enjoy your comments. I like to, if there's anything that you guys want me to try to hit on, don't hesitate. Let me know. I'll do my best. Me and my wife stayed in the, my issue is pronouncing a lot of these Filipino words. I have a hard time with that. What's V-I-E-V-E, honey? V-I-E-V-E. Vive? Vive Hotel?
I don't know. I never heard of that.
Me and my wife stayed in the Vive Hotel close to the U.S. Embassy. Okay. All right, guys. I'm pretty much done here tonight. So I wish you all well, and keep it real. Love one another, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon. You know what I mean? Peace.